a brand known for its power, a brand known for its durability, we have the Jeep. Not only do they produce quite capable vehicles, but they have the power and they have the lineage to back it up. The Jeep vehicles, specifically the Jeep Wrangler, was developed from a platform from the Jeeps that were used in the World Wars. So basically, during the World War, you needed a vehicle that was quite sturdy, that was easy to maintain, since ukikuwa kwa war and your car has a slight problem, hauna time ya kuita a mechanic. You need to do repairs on the spot. And that's where the platform for the Jeep Wrangler came from. So, introducing to you the 2016 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport Edition. So, let's dive in. As we can see, this car looks quite menacing to look at. It's quite aggressive to the eyes. So since it's quite wide and the lights make this car look quite aggressive. But don't worry, this isn't the typical design for all Jeep Wranglers. This car has been quite modified, and that's another thing that I'll talk about. The aftermarket support system for the Jeep Wranglers are quite nice. So the Jeep Wranglers, the stock Jeep Wranglers, they don't offer much technology to it, since they are ukikuwa na less moving parts electronically, there are less things to go wrong. You know, the Jeep was, since I stated, the Jeep iliproduciwa from a platform where things can be quite easy to remove and fix. No maana unapatanga most people wanaweza toa the roofs of their vehicle, the doors. Unaweza enda offroading na this vehicle in any style you want. Usi lazima ubebe milango zako. You can make this car lighter, or you can cover everything up as well, which it's a quite nice package to it. So the aftermarket things that came with this car are the bull bar with this toe hinge. It can pull up to 5.5 tons. We have the LED floodlights, sorry. Hizi ni aftermarket as well. We have the LED lights as well with the daytime running lights, and we have this custom grille at the front as well. So this is a steel bar with the fog lights as well here at the front, and overall I like the setup of the previous owner. I don't think he did anything wrong. You can't go wrong with a Jeep Wrangler. So let's go to the engine and see what powers the 2016 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport. Opening the engine bay of the 2016 or any Jeep Wrangler, it's quite easy and I like it. Si lazima uende ndani ya gari kila saa ukue hapa nje. So you can just unlock these latches at the front here quite easily, and it's quite able, unaweza ifungua tu hivyo virahisi. The Jeep Wrangler 2016. I like the Americans in the aspect of the powering their vehicles. You know, their standard quote inakwanga, if your vehicle has a turbo, it just means you don't have enough cylinders. And that's why the Jeep Wrangler specifically, it's powered by a 3.6 liter V6 engine. It has a 5-speed automatic as well, which combined achieves 263 horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque, which is quite nice. But I don't think that's their best engines. Due to kiangalia in the likes of their Trackhawks and their Grand Cherokee lineup, unapatanga kuna more powerful engines. I don't know if it's the size of the engine bay, but I think they could have gone bigger in this vehicle. 3.6 is quite little for their upscale model, ile flagship yao kubwa kabisa. So in the other trims we'll find the 2.4 liter and the 3.6 liter, which are both are turbocharged as well, so this one is turbocharged. Lakini wangeenda a bit higher, maybe a 5 liter. Kini hiyo ni personal preference, but for an off-roading rig I think that's a suitable power, since 350 Newton meters of torque, that's enough towing capacity for the Jeep Wrangler. It isn't the biggest SUV out there, it's a compact SUV, and I think it does quite nice for its size. The side profile of the Jeep Wrangler doesn't disappoint as well. You know, it is not a box shape to this vehicle. Kuna hizi wide body kits that give this car another look to it that is quite nice. They make it seem larger than it is. and that's where the other part of the aggressive look comes from in this vehicle. We also have the aftermarket tires on this vehicle, which are 33-inch and quite wide. I think that's about 10 inches, about 11 inches to it. So these tires ni aftermarket, as I said, and the reason why they are quite large, this vehicle is meant for off-roading. So the traction, you need it, and the grippiness of these tires are not comparable to the likes hata zile tuliona kwa ile Grand Cherokee ingine in the previous video that you'll see tagged above. So these are the Predator tires, and I like them. They're quite nice. So Jeep Wrangler also offers or allows the buyer of this vehicle to be able to remove the doors and the roof of the vehicle. So by unbolting all these bolts on all doors, by unbolting all those bolts on these doors, you are able to remove the doors on each side. No maana unaonanga in some online videos where some people drive their Jeeps without the doors and without the roof. The Jeep company offered that as a bonus. Juu unapatanga, this car was developed on a platform for the World War, and in that time you had to remove the body, ama unaweza repair your body quite easily, si kutembea na kitu imeraruka ama imeshutiwa. Sijui kama tunaelewana sawa. The other thing that Jeep does different in their Wrangler lineup, it's the indicators for the side. It's right here on the wide body kit, which I like, and the doors aren't a standard in the other Jeep platform as well. So in this vehicle, you just can't come and push to open even if the door is unlocked. So you just have to push the button here, and then it unlocks. And you have to do that for all doors, and it's not a hassle. Some people wanaza complain ati kula ugali tu, and hufungi si soft close. This is a sturdy vehicle. You have to bang it to close. So the mirrors on this vehicle are quite nice. They have a very gari inakaa kubwa, but the mirrors actually, they are quite nice. Unaweza ona even to the rear huko vizuri bila kushinda ukisumbuka na angles za kugeuza shingo. Sometimes you have luggage in the rear, since unaweza enda camping with this vehicle, and the mirrors come quite in handy. We have the antenna here, and on top hakuna, since this roof inafaa kuwa easily removed as well. So that's the side profile of this vehicle. And another thing that I forgot, the steel side steps for this vehicle, very sturdy. So let's go to the rear review of the 2016 Jeep Wrangler. The rear of this vehicle, it's quite pleasant to look at. So this is the spare tire that comes with this vehicle. We have a rear brake light here, but since this tire is quite large, a 33-inch tire, I don't think it's quite practical to use that as a rear brake light. So instead, you will have to depend on these LED lights here. And in dark terrain, penye huoni vizuri, you can use these reflectors as well. Hizo ni LED lights, sorry. Ni flashlights, floodlights here and here. And this red strip actually makes an improved look ya gari. Haya. So going on further, we have these towing hinges. Easy, you can hook hapa from another car and you'll be able to pull the car forward. And underneath here kuna also a certain slot where you can insert labda your trailer na uweze kuitow along as well. So the doors for the rear open like the side doors for the Jeep Wrangler, and you just open it like this. So the reason the door opens halfway but I open the mirror, it's because the top part of this vehicle can be removed, which I like. Unaweza remove this plastic panel on this car, ndio maana unapata iko separated from the body. So tukiingia hapa ndani, Jeep decided to create a way for the owner of this vehicle to be able to customize the vehicle to their liking. So kama hii interior iko bambi, there is a lot of aftermarket support for the Jeep Wranglers. So unaweza pata you can remove the top part for this vehicle as I stated, na utapata kuna bolts aligned on all panels huko nyuma, so you can just unbolt them and quickly remove this top part of the vehicle and go on with your journey. Ndio maana unapata hakuna a lot of technology huku juu. Hautapata AC ducts ziko huku juu, utapata wiring imepita huku juu. Since this top part of the vehicle, it's a hard plastic, a quite nice textured one as well, but it's not permanently fixed to your car. And unaweza kuwa ukijiuliza, what about the A pillar for the vehicle? As in hizo pillars as a support system za gari ziko wapi? Na ndio hizi at the side as well. So Jeep decided to offer this pillars of the vehicle in a steel frame manner surrounding all corners of the vehicle on all doors. Kama ndo hii imekuja hivyo ikaenda hapo kwa the side door na iko hapo mbele pia. Using the pillars of this vehicle, Jeep enhanced the stability and the durability of the vehicle. Ndo maana unapata in most off-roading videos you will see online, the people who use Jeeps, their cars are quite sturdy as compared to Toyota zingine. Najua kuna trucks zina perform vizuri, but si zote. Unapatanga Toyota zinakuanga na a very fragile body in a way, but hizi venye hizi pillars zimedesigniwa ni hii gari iweze kwenda off-roading to the fullest capability it can. So that's it for the rear review. It offers a mat here ya kusaidia sliding your goods in and out quite easily, so hakuna lip ya hapa. And down here you can store your tools ama vitu unazotaka, mayai. Yeah, and that's what is offered in the Jeep Wrangler. So always remember first to lower your window and then close your door. Juu ukikosa utavunjika. So in the interior of the vehicle, let's start off with the material aspect. The seats aren't leather fitted, but they have this fabric material to it. The fabric material also goes on to the pillars of the vehicle, which cover them ndo isikue worn ile kuraruka easily. So apart from that, everything else in this vehicle, it's a hard plastic apart from the armrests. So for the center storage for the vehicle, it's leather padded as long as with the armrest on the doors for all the doors actually. And that's it. Everything else is quite the hard plastic onto the center console, and that's it. It isn't a keyless entry. You have to use the key to unlock your doors, and it isn't also a push to start. So to power on the vehicle, just listen to it. So basically this is an aftermarket infotainment section, so haikujangi hivi. So they put the Android setup for the vehicle, so you can pair your Bluetooth, you can pair your devices comfortably on this vehicle. So ukikuja home unapata unaweza fanya hizo vitu nimesema. You can play your music, your radio, your Bluetooth. You can go to Play Store, download apps, games. You can change your templates. It's quite nice. And as you have heard from the radio, it's quite powerful as well. It has a quite of a punchy feel to it. So sijui mbona icheze. Before icheze acha tu that's the bass that comes with this vehicle. Hata kama haiko soundproofed with this plastic panels, unapata it still has a punchy feel to it. So chatuzime gari, let's not drain the fuel for the vehicle. You have your climate controls here down below. You have your automatic gear. So there are other Jeep Wranglers that come with the manual setup, but this is a 5-speed automatic, and this is your handbrake. So we have your diff lock here, so you can engage it. Let's say ukitaka sasa kuenda proper off-roading. Here we have the lane keeping assist, your hill descent assist. All these things are quite nice. And the other thing that you will notice in this vehicle ni, in order to lower your windows, hakuna buttons on all doors. The buttons for the windows are located at the center here, which it's quite different actually from what I'm used to. Jumizi gari yangu, I'm just marketing. At this other side here, we have a very large glove box. and it locks quite easily. On the display or at the driver's side, we have 4 odometers. One, you check your temperature, your fuel, your RPM, and the speed basically you're going in this vehicle. Inside here, the center console, utapata the coin tray at the top, unaweza lock hapo juu, and here also underneath utapata a USB vault, unaweza iko na locking mechanism as well, and at the center you'll also find 2 cup holders, and that's it. At the front here we also have a 12-volt socket, and that's it. In the rear seats, we still have plenty of headroom if you decide to stay with the roofs, and the seats feel a bit raised. It doesn't have a lot of thigh support, but that's a non-issue. We have plenty of leg room, kuna toe room as well, so you can spread your legs quite easily. At the front here we have 2 cup holders for the 2 seats here. The center seat doesn't have much to it, the same fabric materials on all seats and the car pockets on both seats. Why choose a Jeep Wrangler instead of a Prado basically for off-roading, or a truck kama Ford Ranger, things like that? I think the main reason you will choose let's talk about the used market, a used Jeep Wrangler, it's because of their ownership experiences. I know I can't speak for every owner, but most of the Jeep owners really take care of their vehicles, really treasure them. Unapatanga in the Toyota lineup, people say Toyotas are known for their reliability and this and that, which is common. I also say that in most of my videos, which is true. They're quite reliable and dependable, but in the used market, they can't be as reliable as the Jeep, because Jeep owners tend to take care of their vehicles better than the Toyotas. Hiyo ni point of debate, but I truly believe Jeep owners take care of their vehicles better than Toyota owners for off-roading rigs. Unapatanga sasa basically, since this car it has a lot of aftermarket support, they try to improve their rigs, they can improve their suspensions, their tires, a lot of things in this vehicle to make it the better adventurer rig basically. Unapatanga most Toyotas just put new tires, wana increase suspension, and that's it. Wanajua their engine performance na hizo vitu zingine zote around it comes reliable. But for the Jeep owners, they maintain their cars. I also stated that Jeep comes with a lot of aftermarket support. So in the market, you will find a lot of parts. If you're trying to improve your LED lights, it's there. If you're trying to improve your infotainment, it's there. If you're trying to increase your suspensions or change things in your vehicle, the aftermarket support is there, and it's quite easy to find. So the other thing, it's their reliability basically and durability. I don't think this car I think it is almost bulletproof. This is what the new Tesla Cybertrucks aim to be. Tumeona kwa hizo videos za whistling diesel what those cars zinaharibika haraka. Now with this steel body and the steel frame and chassis of this vehicle, I believe this car is a quite great contender in the off-roading family. One of why you should buy a Jeep instead of other brands. Sijui kama nimeongea points valid, but if there's any other comments that you have about the Jeep Wrangler, I would like to know down in the comments. And thank you to all the new subscribers. Tune in to Drive Dive, and see you on the next episode.